All right, let's go, man. Van Jones is here, man.
Van
CNN in the
Jones.
building. Let's go. Real 92.3,
Yeah.
my guy.
that's good.
Van Jones, we appreciate your time, brother.
Yeah, good to be here. Finally get a chance to do it in person. We did it
I
on
know.
the phone one time, but
We
that's
had a
not
phone,
the same.
yeah, and I was so excited for that, man.
This is a real thing.
I find you fascinating, sir.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah. Where did let's rewind all the way back. How did we grow up?
Yeah.
What was the environment that we grew up in?
You know, I grew up in the rural South on the edge of a small town.
Ooh.
My dad grew up in serious poverty, Orange Mound, Memphis. The house he grew up in, you would probably refer to as like a shotgun shack type of a situation.
Sure.
1944, segregation, poverty, joins the military to get out, puts himself through college, marries the college president's daughter, my mother, because my dad had it like that. He
That's
wasn't-
right.
He wasn't
That's
messing around. Well, messing around. Then he put his little brother through college, my Uncle Milton. He put a cousin through college. Basically, everybody in my family who got out of poverty, in some way or another, got out of poverty on this bridge called my father's back.
Wow.
And so when he died, the picture they put of him on the funeral program was him standing in front of Yale Law School the day I graduated with his
right.
fist in the air.
Wow.
So, so I basically, I didn't grow up hard the way he did. I didn't grow up in the hood the way that but I was 1 inch removed.
But in a
And
way you were, though,
Exactly.
through him.
Through him. So I feel like, my father helped so many people coming from nothing. I felt like when I had that law degree in my hand, I needed to use it to help our community.
Do you share your success with him vocally?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I talk
It's a
about
beautiful thing, man.
talk about my father every day, every single day, because I'm still trying to catch that guy. I mean, if you think about what he did coming from the rural poverty, is not the same as urban poverty.
No.
Like, I mean, it's a different,
no.
it's a different
no,
thing.
No.
Okay,
There's
so,
no
yeah,
electricity. There's no
exactly.
bathroom. You're going in a bucket.
It's a whole different thing.
We know about that at the rancho. You feel me?
Exactly. Yeah. So when you look at what my father was able to do and all the people he was able to help, it sets a standard. Like, what would my father have done if he had these opportunities? And so that's why you see me.
And that's why you're doing that.
trying to close these
Going hard.
prisons,
Yeah.
suing police officers, like doing all the stuff that I've done.
Yeah, man. Amazing, man. So good, man. And and I'm sure your parents are, your father's watching down, looking down at you, and
Hopefully both
they're
of them are,
very,
yeah.
very proud, man. My father's still around. I'm very fortunate about that. It was tough growing up, but he never left.
Yep.
But
Oh, that's
he
good.
was there. But
my
he
dad's
was
the same way. My
he was
parents
tough
probably-
though.
My parents probably should have got divorced.
My mom should have left a long time ago, Van Jones. God bless her, man.
Yeah.
She should have left a long time, but she didn't.
Yeah.
She stuck it through, and
Old school.
I remind myself now that I have a son, he's so much better
Yeah.
with my son, my dad, than he was with me, which
Yeah.
is okay.
But you know
if
what?
I had to go through that for that, then I'm fine.
Nobody gets an A in parenting. At best,
Yep.
you get a B minus, maybe a C plus, but you're supposed to get an A in
best.
grandparenting. At best. But in grandparenting, you're supposed to get an A plus.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's your
second shot.
Yeah.
So that's your second shot.
For real, it's your second
So
shot.
you can't
absolutely.
mess it up.
Yep. Reform Alliance.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah,
You serve as
huge.
the CEO and a major voice, the face of the organization, along with Kim Kardashian, Jay-Z, Meek Mill. I mean, they're obviously huge supporters of what you got going on there, man. And what you guys are doing is insane. I believe over 7,000 prisoners have been able to
Yeah.
come home because of it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
The First Step Act?
Yeah, well, the First Step Act was passed by another group I got started called #Cut50, and so everybody said when Trump came in, he's so negative, he's so aggressive. People were very afraid across the board, as well. People should have. And on criminal justice, people thought they were going to start building prisons the next day. We were able to get through to Jared Kushner, whose father went to prison. Everybody forgets Jared Kushner's dad went to prison, so
Right.
Jared had to go and see all the stuff that we see.
Sure.
And so Jared said, listen, let's do something different. We were able to get Trump to sign a criminal justice bill. Nobody thought it was possible. It's kind of like a miracle. And 7,000 people have come home either early. Some would never coming home.
Wow.
And it's kept the door open. Have you noticed everybody running for president now
Yep. Yeah.
is for criminal justice reform?
Sure.
They're all talking about
It's the hot button. It's the way in.
and now
It's the
listen,
way in, right?
It was never that way before. I mean, they were all Democrats and Republicans used to run and talk about 3 strikes and you're out, lock them up, build more prisons.
Sure.
Get rid. That's played out now.
It's become like artists who say they're retiring, but they're really not.
Yeah.
But it helps sales records.
Right. Yeah. So it's so anyways. I'm proud of what we did with the First Step Act, Cut50, Kim Kardashian, and then the Reform Alliance. Meek Mill, when he got sent to prison for popping a wheelie, he was on probation for like
Sure.
12 years.
Yeah.
For what turned out to be was a bogus thing in the first place. And then he pops a wheelie, puts it on Instagram. The judge gives him 2 to 4 years. That brought Jay-Z off the sidelines. That brought the 76ers off the sideline. Michael Rubin. that brought a bunch of people off the sideline, and those people who fought for Meek Mill stayed together. 8 billionaires plus Meek Mill. That's my board. That's who I report to.
Yeah.
And it's Republicans, Democrats, white, black, Asian.
Mm-hmm.
Clara Wu Tsai from Alibaba. She worked like $28 billion. She's
Insane.
saying
Alibaba.
we've got to do something. And so I'm proud to be the CEO. But you know what? You can have all the money, all celebrities. If you don't have the people, if you don't have real people stepping up to fight, you're going to lose anyway.
Sidebar, do you ever plan on running for high office?
Oh, hell no.
Why?
Well, listen, first of all, I've already worked. I work for Barack Obama, so I've already worked for the best.
So you've seen it.
I mean, it's like it's all
Doesn't get better
downhill.
than
It's
that,
like
sure,
I'm
yeah.
ruined. I'm ruined. So,
No.
but honestly, what I see happening right now is that the culture has gotten so foul, so toxic. Good people run for office all the time. When they get there, they can't get anything done.
Yep.
Because it's cancel culture. It's I gotta take you out. I'm gonna put you down. I want to help us to bring the culture back to a positive place. You know, we're supposed to be looking out for each other. We have
That's
these
a daunting task.
But look, we got these devices that have more intelligence and more computer power than the U.S. government had when they put a man on the moon.
Right.
We could be using this for anything we want to. And
My phone is smarter than me. I'm gonna go ahead and say that.
And so I'm just saying, for me, I want to use whatever gifts I have to do positive things. And I think right now politics is not positive.
Yeah, I'm thinking so though in the near future.
Nah.
If I can predict the future. Cancel culture, you just mentioned it a few seconds ago. Has it gone too far?
I think so. Look,
Not in every case.
Not in every case, but here's what I think. If you look at how do you get better? When somebody calls you out or when somebody calls you up?
That's right.
When somebody says, you suck, you're terrible. When somebody says, you know what, you're great, you're amazing. Why are you doing this? Do this. It should be calling people up to their best selves, not calling people out for their worst mistakes.
Yeah.
And to me, that now I don't know that's not cancel culture. That's call up culture. We need a different culture. Yes, we want people to be accountable.
Right.
If you're out here doing dirt, you should stop doing the dirt. But don't put somebody down and expect them to rise. It doesn't work.
Right. And we're human. We make mistakes.
You make mistakes.
People
How
make
we learn.
mistakes. Absolutely.
All day, every day, unless you're not doing it. If you're sitting on the couch, just doing nothing, but that's a mistake in itself.
But, a lot of mistakes were made, and that's what brought on the Me Too movement as well.
Okay,
Are those mistakes forgivable? Are some of those mistakes forgivable? Has Me Too gone too far?
That's
That's
really,
a tough one.
That's up for women to determine because women been under the heel for 10,000 years.
Yes.
And so, they have 2 years of at least having a voice. I think it's early to pass a judgment. I do believe, but I believe everybody is redeemable. I do believe that. I work with people who've committed murder. I believe. Wow. I believe. I've gone into prisons. I don't know if you remember I did a show last year called The Redemption Project.
Yeah.
And I was talking to people who had gotten high on drugs, run over people's children.
Wow.
And wanted to sit down and beg for forgiveness from those parents. You know what I mean? And to see some of those parents able to open their heart up and to give that hug. So I'm just saying, it's not for me to determine, but I believe that in God's eyes, everybody is redeemable.
Yeah. I just thought of the story, and I've lost track of the story, but the officer that went into her apartment thought it was her apartment, and she shot the man.
Yeah, killed
and her
brother.
Brother gave her a hug in the courtroom during the proceedings, right? What do you think of that? Was that off-putting? Or would you do the same?
Well, I probably would do something similar, but I understood why people felt pain about it. Because they're like, hold on a second. If the shoe was on the other foot, if a black man had gone into a white person's apartment and shot a white woman, would white people be hugging that black man?
It's a different story.
Would the judge be hugging that black man? And the answer is probably no. And so I understand it feels hypocritical. At the same time, I understood what he was saying was that he knew his brother. And he said his brother was a forgiving person. He said his brother was a loving person. And he wanted to, he didn't want to carry that monkey of hatred on his back. And his brother wouldn't want that. So, listen, I'm sure he didn't think it was going to become a global story. Maybe if he knew it was going to be a global story, he might not have done it. I don't know. Maybe he would have. But look,
in that moment, I'm sure you think no one's watching, no one's looking.
Listen, you're just dealing with the situation that you're facing. But here's what I do believe: we need more grace. We need more forgiveness. We need more kindness, especially among each other. In the hood, in the community, in our networks, we're so hard on each other. I mean, you don't have to worry about anybody outside your own friendship circle sometimes.
Sure.
The people who you love the most are going to be the ones who hurt you the most. And so, I'm just an unrepentant stand for that. find some grace. That doesn't mean people can get away with whatever they want to get away with.
Right.
But just like when your parents when your parents lose it and they just smack you, it
Mhm.
has no effect.
Been there.
But when they look at you in the eye and say, you know what, I am disappointed in you.
Whew.
My mom said that
That
once
stings.
to me, and I still think
Same
about
here.
that
Yeah,
pretty
man.
much every other day.
Yeah, because it's coming from such a strong stand for who you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what we need. We need more of that.
Yeah.
That's I call that calling up.
But you know, Van,
Mhm.
I've been disappointed in my parents, and I've never said you've disappointed me.
Yeah, because you like to live. You like to
Thank you.
inhale and
Yeah.
exhale.
You don't want to hurt them.
And I don't want to hurt them
Yeah.
as much as they hurt me, but that's
Yeah.
fine
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
because maybe some of that wasn't hurt. Maybe it was just misguided feelings or whatever, you know?
I
Yeah.
tell you what, it's just, I mean, these days I see these kids talk to their parents any kind of way.
Mm.
I was not talking to my parents any kind of way.
Uh-uh.
It's amazing. You be in the
Yeah.
mall and stuff, and they be like, oh, really? You're talking to any adult, let alone your parents, and you're surviving? It's a different world.
It's a, man, you're alive.
Yeah.
Wow, you're thriving.
Exactly.
You got shoes on.
Exactly.
And I go to your head.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Have you ever yelled at someone else's kids? My wife does it all the time, and I
yeah.
sometimes I don't want her to do it, but
You know,
ah,
but you know,
she becomes mama bear, you know?
but you know, because I'm on TV,
You got to be careful, sure.
you know, I was in a situation where it should just be like a normal situation where you had like, you know, kids, athletics, everybody gets a little bit heated. I got a little bit heated, and I mean, it became an issue because people know, oh, well, now I can make a big deal about it because this guy's on TV.
Same thing
Exactly.
that happened to Jeff,
Mhm.
sports
Yeah, yeah.
dude, our producer.
Same
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
happened to
Yeah,
Jeff.
so-
Absolutely, yeah, because
so-
he's a coach, and he
Mhm.
got into it with a parent because sometimes parents
Yeah, yeah.
could be a bit much
Yeah.
out there on the field or the court, whatever have you. And yeah, man, they you know, because he's on the radio, they gave him some shit for it.
Yeah. So I can't do all the stuff I would have done if I stayed just being a regular, like, you know, non-TV person.
Right.
I would probably be really loud with some of these people's kids because some of these kids they need to hear some bass in
Mhm.
somebody's voice.
They
I don't
need to
mean
hear
male or
some
female.
bass.
They need to see some bass
Listen
in
to some
somebody's
bass.
voice.
Sit down.
Exactly.
Let the bass drop. You know what I mean?
Boom. And these kids never heard no bass.
Yeah.
It's like they're
My wife will be
suffering
like,
from it.
"Don't talk to your mom like that." I'm like, man.
You'd be like,
Yeah.
"Please."
Oh God, I'm gonna be at the produce. I'll meet you at the produce because it gets a little intense, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
and
Have any
those
of the
are
parents ever came back to her?
No, some parents have said thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, which is great. But like, let there be like a dad who didn't know she was there, or he was there, and he'd walk around the corner. Now I got to deal with that.
Yeah, exactly. That's
So you
on
got to be careful. You got to be
That's on
careful.
you.
Is Kanye a friend, Banjo?
Yes.
He is.
Yeah.
How so?
Well, a couple of reasons. One is obviously Kim Kardashian, big criminal justice person.
Mhm.
Last year we worked so hard on the thing.
Sure.
But, you know, I think people don't understand, you know, Kanye's heart for regular people, for real people is huge. You know, this Christian thing did not surprise me at all because
I
like,
saw it coming.
yeah, you know, he's a special cat.
Yeah.
And, you know, people get mad at him, but honestly, who has captivated the world's attention this long? Every year, people are still
Mhm.
talking about
Whether
the
you
guy.
hate him or love
Whether
him.
you hate him or
If
love
you
him.
hate him, you watch him more.
Exactly. And so, you know, he's been very encouraging of me personally.
Sure.
He's been very encouraging of Kim. And, you know, I appreciate the guy.
Have
Yeah.
you been to Sunday service?
I have.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
What a vibe, huh?
Yeah.
As you went
So
to
good.
the one in the
Oh
fourth.
man, I was in tears
Yeah.
a few times throughout the event.
It's so weird because, you know what, it feels like this must have been how church was back in
Wow.
biblical days.
Mm-hmm.
Because first of all, you're in a big circle because, you know, it's become like a performance thing
Right.
where it's like the preacher's up there, they got screens, they got drums, they
The
got
thing,
and,
yeah.
you know, it's become like this whole, there's 20,000 people. It's like a rock concert.
And now
It-
he's
it-
joining Joel.
it-
Osteen.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but that kind of how they has become televangelism. His thing, Kanye's thing, is totally different. It's not the big screens. It's not a big sage on the stage. It's not. It's a small space.
Mhm.
Everybody's in a circle. In the middle of the circle is like the conductor dude,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just this must like when the Christians had to hide. You know what I mean? Like go in caves and stuff.
Sure,
and just
yeah.
sing to the Lord. That's how it feels. You be coming out like,
Yeah,
you know, rise. You know what I
I
mean?
can do
Like-
anything.
And we're
Yeah.
big fans, right? But even us,
Yeah.
we've even, you know, poked some fun at it and called it a
Yeah.
cult, and it gets a little culty and the
Yeah.
potato sacks and all that.
Yeah.
But what he's doing, and you're
Yeah.
talking to a Kanye
Yeah.
stan.
Of
Right,
course.
Both
same.
of them.
Les
Both
as
of
well.
them.
Yeah.
We defend him, and it's getting a little hard to defend him here and
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I can put aside the music and how, you know, his political views and all of that to the side. But you know, he's again, he's captivating the entire world.
Yeah, and
He
look,
takes over television, radio, the internet.
everything. Yeah, I mean, look, and I think that for him, the political stuff, I think he comes at it differently than I do. I look at the political stuff from just, hey, listen, what are the policies? Who's it going to help? Who's it going to hurt?
Yeah.
Who's going to get taxed? Who's going to get, programs? And based on that, that's how I make my decision. He's coming at it. He's not looking at none of that.
No.
He's like, I need to be free to be me.
And he's
And-
on that. I wish a motherfucker would.
Yes, exactly. So when you come at him with, well, excuse me, Kanye, I feel like this. It's like, you're not even. You're trying to like play an 8-track tape on Spotify. It's just not even the same thing.
No.
For him,
Worlds
he's
difference.
just saying, I'm not gonna be told what to do by anybody, even by Democrats, but nobody.
Yeah.
And so, and I can understand that, respect that, and I also, but what I look at, he's married to Kim Kardashian, one of the most successful, beautiful women
Who's
in the
done
world.
some amazing things.
Who's done some amazing stuff. And he is supporting her raising 4 kids, getting a law degree, running all these businesses, and now taking on criminal justice reform. Now, I haven't heard him get credit as a brother who is a husband and a father who is taking that kind of position. In other words, he's not holding her back. He's doing his thing. He's living his life. She's living her life. She's doing his thing. And they somehow make that work.
Yep.
We need to celebrate some of that.
Sure.
'Cause we
You know
have-
what? I don't think it's visual, though. I don't think people see it. I think that's being done behind closed doors. And,
I guess so.
And we live in the Instagram world. If we don't see Kanye saying, I support you, whatever you want to do, then we don't think it's happening.
No, well, I'm going to tell you right now, and you're a female, if you had a partner who was against what you were doing, it would be very hard to run businesses, raise 4 kids, go to law school.
gosh.
I mean, that has
Yeah,
to,
you have to assume it.
Yeah, you
right?
have to assume it. And I've seen it, but even if you don't see it, you can assume it. It's there. And I just feel like, listen, people say, Van Jones, give Kim Kardashian too much credit. What about all the black people who've been working on these issues forever? Well, I'm one of them. You know what I mean? I've been doing stuff for 25 years.
That's what I was going to ask. What do you have to say about the people that hate against Kim Kardashian because she's now involved in law?
Well, I just think that it's foolish because what do you want her to do? See, people attack people based on what they are doing. Well, what she thinks she's doing that for, woo-woo. Do you want her to not help?
Right.
You got somebody with millions of dollars who can call the president, who can call the governor, who's got 120-some Instagram followers. She got more Instagram followers than most countries got people. Do you want her to not help our community?
Right.
What damn sense does it make, as many problems as we have, to say when somebody's trying to help, now I'm mad? What you should be mad at is all the other celebrities who ain't doing shit.
Exactly.
That's who you should be mad at. Why is Kim Kardashian now outperforming all these other celebrities? And you don't have to go talk to Donald Trump. There's other leaders you could talk to. They're governors and senators. I don't see it happening. And so for me, I feel like, also I think people feel like, well, she's getting too much praise. There's praise to go around.
Lead by example.
Lead by example. If I say thank you, I can still turn around and say thank you.
Sure.
If I say you look great, I can still turn around and say you look great.
Thank
you.
Where thank you. But see, it's like, where's the scarcity mentality?
Right.
That if one person gets a hand clap, everybody's hands fall off and you can't get a hand clap. Everybody can get a hand clap if you do something. But if you're not doing nothing, you're not going to get a hand clap.
That's it. That's it. You want to get in the game.
Yeah, get in the game.
Get in the
Lace 'em
game.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you start hitting some threes, we'll clap for you.
That's it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Are
Anyway.
you voting for Kanye 2020? What is it, 2034?
I will not be voting for Kanye. I love Kanye.
Right,
Will
right,
not be
right.
voting for Kanye.
Yeah.
We-
Why not? Talk to us.
What, is he really going to do it? Is he-
I have not had that conversation with him. But I'm just saying, if he runs, I love him. I'm not voting for him.
If he promises free Spotify for every American citizen,
Yeah.
I might vote for him.
And easy.
or free title.
Right. I mean, yeah, I worry about that too because you have to understand policy and you have to be able to meet with world leaders and keep up with those conversations. And I just don't know if Kanye can.
I'll be the first to admit I definitely need to up my politic game. Like, I don't feel like I'm smart enough to comprehend it, and I feel like the words are too big. Is there any way
Like advice, right?
advice, or maybe in the future will you guys be
In
able to?
layman terms, you mean?
Yeah, like would you guys be able to dumb it down for the average citizen like myself? Because the words get a little too big and in the terms, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, what advice do you have to anyone that, wants to be involved but doesn't know what steps to take to actually get there?
You need patience, right?
What do you need from us?
Well, first of all, there are groups that I love, like Voto Latino, that really connect people to stuff, and colorofchange.org, a group I helped to get started maybe 10 years ago. So there are groups out there that are more people-oriented. It has gotten too elitist. It has gotten too complicated. But fundamentally, I think you can trust your heart and you can trust your soul. Turn the sound off and just look at these people. Some of these people, you can tell, like, you just rehearsed that shit to death, didn't you? You know what I mean? Like, your mouth is just moving because you read a poll that said if you said this, you're going to get elected.
Yeah,
and
you're
some
a puppet
people,
at that point.
Exactly,
sure.
You're a puppet. And some people, you know what? That person believes that. You know what I mean? And so I feel like at the end of the day, I'm more interested in authenticity. I'm more interested in people who say what they mean and mean what they say. And I think it's important. Also, people can start their own movements now.
Yes.
The other thing, too, you don't have to wait to try to understand this person's movement. If you see something going on in your community, if you see something happening in your school.
If you have a Twitter account,
you have a movement. You can start your own movement.
Sure.
And speak and make the politicians come to you. That's what Black Lives Matter did. That's what the Dreamers did. Yep. Now, part of the reason why everybody's talking about criminal justice reform, Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about immigration, and Trump has been negative on that. But the Dreamers, these are young kids who said, "Look, I love the country my parents came from. I love the country where they told me I was born. But from the time I opened my eyes and looked around, I was in the United States of America. And you can't just throw me to some country I've never been to. I'm gonna stay here and fight." Those Dreamers forced the issue. So I just think we can make our own issues.
Yes, we can, man. Are you here for the Trump trial?
What?
The Trump trial, the hearings.
It's so interesting. I have so much respect for the people on television right now who are able to analyze that and really break it apart. But those people, they're prosecutors. They're people who really, that's not me.
Yeah. I hear you. I can't keep up, man. I'm trying.
I mean, I watch the hearings and stuff, and I feel bad for myself because, when this, when this one says something, I'm like, yeah. And that one says something, oh, I hadn't thought about that. It's like a
yeah.
it's like
I know.
I don't want to be.
It's a lot.
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Let the there's certain people who that's what they do.
Yeah.
You gotta know your lane.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not my lane.
Yeah, man. Are you vibing to the new Fat Joe album, The Game, Roddy Ricch?
You know what? I got kids.
You have time?
Yeah, I mean, look, my kids love to torch me with all this new music and stuff because they know that I'm going to be mad about the profanity. You know what I mean?
The content.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're like, no, it's just about the beat. I'm like, you about to get beat.
Good.
So you're here to say that we should be beating our
the bar.
You're a ghostwriter?
Van, you're here to say that we should be beating our children, right? Because I'm with you on this.
That's a campaign I agree on. That's a campaign I get behind on.
Now you got his attention.
We can run that.
Make Chancla strong again.
It's just no. I right now I've been boycotting all music because my kids keep bringing me this stuff, and they do it just to make me mad, and so I've been. I
like to see you mad.
Exactly. I was making this like wholesome Christmas music and stuff for like the whole month until they run away from home.
We listening to Mariah Carey, kids.
Exactly.
That's it, all right? And that's it. Van Jones, man, have a great holiday. Thank you very much
thanks for having me.
the energy, brother. Thank you so much,
Anybody
man.
who wants to get involved, reformalliance.com.
Please, yes.
We're working on probation, parole, we have 2 million people who are locked up in jails and prisons in the United States, not including the immigrant population, which is a whole other disaster. U.S. citizens, 2.3 million. Another 4.5 million caught up on probation and parole, 7 million total. You think, is that a big number? China, which has 1 billion people.
Yep.
We only got 300 million people. China's got 1 billion people.
Third of the population.
Yeah. They only have 1 million people locked up. We have 7 under the control of the system. Wow. Now, of course, in China, they harvest their organs and do all kinds of terrible stuff.
Right.
But
that's a blip.
But just understand how big this system has gotten as far as control. It's in the land of the free.
Mm-hmm.
This many people locked up. And so we're bringing together left, right, black, white, rich, not rich, to do something about it at reformalliance.com. Sign up. Next year, it's on and popping.
That's it, my guy.
All right. Thank you
Very much. Van
Alrighty.
Jones Cruise Show, Real 92.3. What up,
Right.
Richard?
Right before we head out, just on Tuesday, this case went viral. This photo went viral of a Latino man named Jacob serving up in Stockton, who got arrested for being intoxicated in public. But they took him in, and allegedly he was beaten by cops. Called racial slurs. And now, I'll show you the pictures. You tell me what you think.
He went to Instagram and created a movement.
He created a movement.
Boom. Oh my God.
Yeah, he was beat pretty severely.
They take in terrorists. That's how he normally looks.
Yeah.
So this brother is like a damn near model looking brother, and then now he looks like something from like a cartoon show where they just
Yep.
Now here's the thing.
And I believe he's Latino, right?
Yeah,
But he
Latino.
could be confused as Middle Eastern. He could, right?
But
Yeah,
whatever,
he-
he's not white, and they bring in terrorists, and they don't have a scratch on him. They bring in the Ku Klux Klan goes and shoots up a whole church full of black people. They arrest him, take him to Burger King. Literally, remember that?
Yep.
In
Yeah.
was it North Carolina, South Carolina?
Yeah, they took the guy to Burger King for lunch.
Burger King for lunch before they brought him into prison.
That's ridiculous.
So, and this brother is drinking and winds up like this, and this is the problem.
Yeah.
And it's because nobody is afraid of disappointing brown people. Nobody is afraid of disappointing black people. There's like, we will do what we want to, and there's going to be no consequence. And that's why we've created the Reform Alliance. And that's why, listen, it'd have been up to maybe just the local newspaper. They may never run that picture. But we can run our own stuff now.
Yep.
And we can click and share and like, but we should be stop using these things as toys only. They can be used as tools too.
Yeah.
And that's when we're going to be able to listen. The numbers that we have, black, brown, broke folk, and otherwise, we start using these things as tools the right way. People can stop doing this. They don't do this in certain neighborhoods. Certain neighborhoods where they know that, hey, guess what? I'm going to call the mayor, and the mayor's saying this doesn't happen.
Yeah. No, this could be a weapon for good.
For good.
And there's no excuse for a man to get beat that way because he was intoxicated. Allegedly,
Even if he had said, "Hey, listen, man, fuck your mother," you still can't beat him.
I mean, think about it. This guy's. How many punches do you have to throw to get that much damage on a face?
Yeah, it's severe, man.
See what I mean? So it's like, maybe he swung on him. Okay, fine. If you're a police officer, trained police officer, what you're trained to do is go up the so-called ladder of force. You're able to use as much force as needed to bring the person under control, but no more than needed. More is called excessive force.
Sure.
That's excessive force on his face.
Right.
Man, you got to talk to some of
100%.
my drunk uncles, man. They need your help. Van Jones, Real 92.3 Cruise Show. Thank you, man.
All right. Hey, thank you.